Hey, welcome back to STS, Shooting the Shit. And tonight we're in the studio with End of All, David and Eric. We're so excited to have y'all guys.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah,
I'm here too.
Oh, I'm so sorry I left out Kevin, the voice in our head, Kevin Williams.
Oh, that's who that is. I was wondering who was talking to us.
Yeah, nobody cares about Kevin.
Wah, wah.
Uncle Kev in the house.
Kev is just the guy behind this.
Yeah. We're coming to you from Eastwood Studio in Florence, Mississippi, and we would love it if you would go to our YouTube page and click the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.
Ding, ding, ding.
And it's really nothing to it, y'all. Just click subscribe. That's it. Thank you.
Seconds.
It helps our algorithm and it helps the numbers.
It's free.
It helps the analytics. Thank you.
Doesn't cost a thing.
It's free.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. After all, we get all of that stuff done. It's like, the medicine commercials or when they sell cars and they have the little fine line and the person talks really fast.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
get our stuff done.
Right.
All right. What's been going on, guys?
Not much. We're just, we got End of All it's the band that we launched this back in March. And we've been basically just had our nose to the grind on writing and recording and releasing content, releasing songs and stuff like that. And
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's all original.
All original.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, so everything we do, it's all original. We still, we get in the jam room, we'll hammer it out, and get in and write. And man, I'm gonna tell you, see, I used to be in the cover scene, and man, finding these guys has been a blessing,
Wow.
because I was kind of on my, getting close to where I was getting on the way out,
Kind of retiring from the cover scene.
Take a little time away, and I had messaged Eric about just
The summer.
Hey.
Last summer. Yep.
hey man, I love your band you're in, can you throw my name out there if you ever hear of anybody? And he's like, well, you're talking to him,
All right.
I'm the man.
Yeah. So that's we've been, every week. Well, I mean, we talk pretty much every day.
Yeah, every day.
So we've gotten real close.
Awesome.
Yep.
And you need that in a band.
Yeah,
you got to be tight.
You got to have the
You gotta be
brotherhood.
brothers.
You
Yeah.
got to be the brothers.
And the camaraderie and
Go out, have dinner with one another.
Yeah.
Invite each other's families to have
That's
cookouts and all that
awesome.
stuff. I think that's what kind of keeps everybody, locked in. So
Yes.
All right, I want to hear this. How would you describe y'all's music?
I would describe it as in melodic, heavy at times, aggressive. It's a good blend of everything. I think it's got a blend of your classic early 2000s hard rock mixed with a little modern metal, even a little bit of thrash metal. So
Awesome.
Yeah, when I listen to it, I hear a lot of influences. I hear Tremonti.
Sure.
I love Tremonti.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that he's probably one of Eric's favorites.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've met him like
Awesome.
5 times.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
The first time I met him was like in 2015. I had it was during his solo run, this Cauterized record, and I saw him at Soul Kitchen in Mobile. And at the time, he was host. He still does them at the time. I mean, he still does them currently, but at the time there were guitar clinics, and yeah, so I signed up for one of those and got to meet him backstage.
That is awesome.
Brought me into the green room.
Yeah, I've seen some ads for the concerts.
Yeah.
With the concert.
Yeah, so
clip.
Do you have his phone number?
No, I haven't gotten that close yet.
Shoot him a text.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Right. I think we'd be in a different level if that was the case.
Oh yeah. We would be roadies.
Yeah.
Right. That's still amazing.
Eric
Yeah.
be a tech, huh?
Yeah, I would. Hey, that would be a dream job.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That
It's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. And if you're a drum tech, it's even twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or more.
I'll nerd out on some drum tech videos and I'll send it to David. I'm like, man, this looks so awesome. But then having to do that every other night, it's like, yeah.
Put them up and take them
that
down
would-
every
yeah.
night.
And then,
See,
Yeah.
I'm I've always just had a love and a passion for the drums, but like nerding out on them and stuff. Eric would probably be a better drum tech than I would, to be honest with you. I'd be like, hey, man, I got your sticks.
Yeah.
You know, let me know when you break another one.
Tune his head, you know. I'm like, hey, you've got to change the back head, the beater head over here, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, those guys have got that stuff down to an art.
Oh, yeah. It's literally
roll it on, roll it off.
Muscle memory. And believe it or not, they actually do roll them on and roll them off because they're all on like platforms.
Yeah.
You know, if you see Metallica, it's like they're not breaking down that kit. They're just wheels.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy. So, but yeah, that's we nerd out on some drum videos.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Eric, I think Eric sends me I think Eric watches more drum videos than he does guitar videos.
I really do.
And he'll send me so many times. Sometimes I'm like, dude, like you're the guitarist, man, and you're sending me all these videos of drummers.
But you know what? I get where Eric's coming from because a drummer is like a guitar player's best friend because the drummer impacts what the guitar is playing. So, you know, the guitarist can hear what he wants to hear in his head when he's writing something.
Exactly.
May not be able to play it himself or anything.
No, but I know what I want to hear, and that's exactly how our writing process is. When I'm hammering out riffs and whatnot, or I hear a melody in my head and just I'll put on a loop.
Yeah, I mean, we all know bass players don't matter. So.
Nah.
We need them.
I was waiting on somebody to say it.
Yeah, you kind of need them.
You do kind of need them.
Okay, since we're talking about bass players, let's get it out of the way.
All right, here we
go.
I knew this was coming.
Oh, bruh.
Episode 8, and he still hadn't been on.
He's on. Yeah.
I saw old bro today. He was on a motorcycle.
How long?
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Motorcycle.
Yeah, he's trying to get in a hearse now in the back. Man, like, I don't know. I have no need to get on a motorcycle. Like dirt bikes, I used to do that.
Four-wheelers and stuff like that,
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. But getting out there, and I mean, his shoes still don't match.
I was going to ask if they match.
So, you know, but that's kind of like airplanes. You can tell which way they're coming because one side's red, one side's white.
Yep.
So you can tell if he's coming or going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honked at him, but he wasn't paying no attention. He
didn't realize it was you?
No, I was in my work van coming home. So yeah, he didn't. I mean, if he did, that means he don't like me anymore because he didn't pay me no attention.
So the other question that we have when he comes up is, have you ridden in the hearse?
I have.
Oh
wow.
I have.
Front or back?
I've ridden in the front. My wife. Now, this is gonna sound horrible. I've been in the front. She's been in the back. You know, but so she got back there one time and she was like, "Hey, this is kind of freaky," you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not scared of that stuff. Like we were like paranormal investigators at one point. So we
that shit scares me.
We were all
me too.
Yeah, it's not as scary until it's in your own house.
It's not for
don't bring it here.
No. Well, we had to put all that behind us anyway.
It's not for the weak.
Yeah, but no. So she had gotten in the back. But yeah, I had to ride in the front, and I was going to tell this story because my wife, she likes to give crap to a lot of the people that in the bands and stuff, and she'd give bruh just all kinds. But I remember.
Are you saying she's hell on wheels?
Yeah. And so I remember when we lived in the campground, and so I guess he was coming back from like a Shuckers gig or something, and we were laid up in bed and we were asleep. Like we've been asleep for like 3 hours, and all of a sudden you just hear just passing by, and no movement or anything. You just hear, "Damn it, bruh, I was asleep." And I was like,
that was your wife?
Yes. And like the next day, she'll send him a message. "You need to get that piece of crap out of here." You know, joking with him.
Yeah.
But she gives him hell.
That's
big
funny.
time. But yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
we have ridden in the hearse.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Eric, you've never been in the hearse?
I've never been in the hearse. I haven't seen well, when did I see Clayton? I think it's been about a year, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still sometimes think he doesn't remember who I am, so yeah. Yeah.
Hey, but he is he was Uncle Bro there for a while with my son.
Yeah.
And he'd come up
That's
there,
awesome.
he'd say, "What up, bro?" And give him nucks, and little boy give him nucks. And but I love Clayton. I'd already known he was going to be brought up on this. I was going to make sure.
He's going to make sure.
How long are y'all going to go before y'all have him on?
Oh, I don't know, Kevin. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we need to see how many times we can put him on the show without him being on the show.
Yeah.
Before he finally just calls us and says, "Are you gonna do it or not?
Are you gonna put me on?" Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
He's been around for a minute, man. I think I met him back in
1913?
No, I think it was like 20 when I first started my first original band. It was like 2016 or 17, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And
You a baby.
yeah, so I'd known his brother. His brother was one of my first drummers, Chris.
Chris?
You know Chris.
Oh yeah, I
So
forgot about
Chris,
that.
Chris, great guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy. I jammed with him once.
Yeah, great guy. And
Well, I jammed with a bruh, too.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so Chris invited Clayton over, and he's like, "Hey, man, this is my brother, and such and such."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, he plays bass too." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, nice." So yeah, Clayton's a good guy.
Heck of a bass player too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
great bass player.
yeah.
Yeah, he plays like
we've
what,
been trying to figure out if it was a song he didn't know.
Wow, that's
Just
good.
one that hadn't been written yet, I guess. But what cracks me up is whenever, I played the last year with Shatterframe, and I just remember we were playing an outdoor gig that was, you could see the bar, or the opening to the bar and stuff. We were playing, man, I'm just jamming, and all of a sudden I look over, Clayton ain't nowhere on stage, nowhere to be seen.
He's at the bar.
And next thing you know, just out of the corner, I'm looking, I'm like, where did he go? And out of the corner of my eye, I see the door open to the bar, and he comes on with that bass. He steps on in, door closes, bass still going. Comes back out with a drink about 5 minutes later, and we had done started another song,
Damn.
and he's still playing, bass still going.
Wow.
Still playing the previous song, or he?
No.
We went in with y'all. Okay.
No, he could hear us enough
okay.
through the walls and stuff.
Were y'all on ears, or you just feeling it by feel of what was going on?
Man, we were on ears. He was on foot. That's all I know. Like he got his drink and came back, but didn't miss a lick.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he came back and had his drink with him.
He's
and
like,
I
hey
was like,
guys,
"Dang,
good
okay."
to be back.
Yeah. Oh, weirdo.
Yeah.
Who are the other guys? Give them a shout out in your band.
So shout out to Greg Johnson, our singer. Shout out to Ty Taylor, our other rhythm guitar player, and Buddy Felder, our bassist. So,
Awesome.
Yep.
Are they from around here?
They are Flowwood, Brandon area. Maybe one day, if y'all have us again,
Sure.
the whole band can be here. Maybe do an acoustic performance or something.
That
like
would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
So,
Yeah, and they're great guys. They are talented. I'm talking about, like, there's things. One thing with this band that I remember when I got with them, it's kind of weird because I think different people think of bands in different ways, like what they want out of them.
Uh-huh.
I wanted a band that kind of treated it business.
Yeah.
Right.
Still had fun, still, wrote, recorded, did all your stuff, but had treated it like a business, wasn't just so haywire in a way, where
flippant.
Yeah, where you don't know who's showing up for practice, you don't know this or that. Man, it is sometimes the messages between us, I feel like I'm like at work, but it's in a good way. I love it.
That's awesome.
And when it comes to what this band so far, what we have accomplished, man, it's all above my head. It's the other four guys. I'm telling you, the stuff that they
so it's
line
just
up
been since March.
since March
Of this year.
March of last
23.
Was it well, we got
It
together.
was March of this year
When y'all-
as in we got
that
out.
we
yeah.
launched.
As
we
launched,
got
yeah.
together July of the year before.
Oh, and so
Yeah.
y'all kind of jammed and
Yeah.
practiced and got gelled and
Yeah,
started
so,
writing
yeah.
music
Yeah.
then.
I'm thinking, of like when we first got together in
so
the
July,
jam
the
room.
previous. So this is,
Yeah.
y'all been together a little over a year
a
now.
little over a year. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everything was kind of like everything had its plan, and I told him from the get-go, look, I come from the cover scene.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna have to teach me a lot of this stuff that I still haven't even learned, but they just take it by the reins, and there's things that they do, the business side of it, that I'm just like, I feel like a bum, but I'm like, hey man, I'll just try to play better on the drums for you to make up for it.
Yep.
But yeah, so they're great guys.
Well, they hadn't
They're
gotten rid of you,
talented.
David, so I think you're in.
Have you seen my band picture? They
Yeah.
can't. Man, I'm huge in that thing. Oh, they're scared.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you've never seen David play, it's like, wow.
It's like
Yes.
you wouldn't
I'm
want to get
all
rid of him. You wouldn't want to get rid of
Nah.
him, and not only that, it's just he's just a great human being.
I remember
Right.
talking to David at one time about, doing something like in between. I think it was at one of our gigs.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we need to do something.
The first time I saw David was probably either 2015 or 2016 at Pops in Jackson, and he was at, I think it was Burnham Road at that
Playing
time.
that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, and I was still like going to that area and whatnot, and Pops and all that good stuff. And I remember seeing it. I was like, Lord have mercy, that's one talented drummer. I was like, one day I want want to play with somebody like that, that's got that much talent. So
yeah.
I've seen David play, some cover stuff around here, and you don't really get an idea how good he actually is.
Oh yeah,
until you see him, in the original stuff.
Yeah,
when he can really let loose.
For sure.
Thank you very much. I wasn't expecting all that.
Yeah.
I kind of was, but I wasn't.
Poke your chest out. It's okay. It's okay to poke your chest out.
We gotta kiss some ass here and there.
No, no, I appreciate that. There's so many people. God, I mean, anything I play, I've probably stole off another drummer around here somewhere. well, just little by little.
But I mean, that's what but that's influences.
That's what I've always thought. I've got the famous influences, people that are real known.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
But my thing that I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago, I realized, man, my greatest influence is the drummer I'm watching at that moment, right there. Oh, I've had a drummer that'll be playing for a year on stage or 2 years on stage, and then he'll do something where I'm like,
yeah,
man, I think of that in all these years,
Yeah.
So I think
just
anytime
part of their
watching,
style. Yeah.
Anybody I'll catch if I'm at a show and I'm watching the drummer, I'm just catching the influence. I'm sure because something's gonna hit me. and I'm gonna be like, man, that was awesome.
Yeah. Because I've seen some drummers that are just like ungodly, from different genres, not even the rock genre, and it's just like. Yeah, how are they even doing that? It doesn't even feel like it's on time, but it's just flowing with the music.
Right?
It's awesome.
Yeah, if I leave too early, that means you were too good. I was like, man, I'm getting out of here. Screw this guy.
I enjoy watching Bryce Upshaw play. Yeah, I really enjoy him. Dirk
Bryce.
Deacons.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if you had seen him.
I need to check him out.
Man.
Awesome.
Dude can go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bryce is awesome.
Man, there's some incredible talent around here.
There really is. There's some great talent.
Yeah. I have a lot of I know the talent is ridiculous. If going with drummer buddies, I got so many that I look up to, I mean, and they're all different styles, different genres and stuff. And that goes back to I don't care what style you're playing, what genre, man, I can take an influence from you, you'll impact me, I'm sure, by playing some way. So
that's awesome.
That's what I try to do is, I heard somebody one time as a drummer, don't borrow anything, steal it.
That's the teacher motto as well.
Yeah, don't give it back.
Teachers go into other teachers' rooms and get ideas and steal from them.
Yeah.
So
as a guitar player, I mean, we steal other guitar players' licks.
Oh, for sure.
And then you learn to make it your own.
Yeah, learn to make it your own, for sure. Yeah, and then incorporate it into your songwriting and all that good stuff, There's some, I feel the way technology is nowadays, there's just some incredible players out there. Like there's a kid right now in Indonesia, he's 12 years old and he's just burning it down. Just insane, So I'll be scrolling through Instagram, it's like this kid is just ungodly. I'm like, oh my God. It just wants me to put the guitar up.
Yeah.
Well, and if Ty starts slacking we're right in Indonesia and we getting us an Indonesian guitar player,
New guitarist.
No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't trade Ty for nothing.
Watch out, Ty.
But yeah, I mean, just the talent nowadays is these young kids, their brains, I guess, develop so much younger and they take all this information and it's just wow, So,
yeah.
So Eric, when you were coming up learning to play, how did you go about learning? Did you have YouTube to watch and learn?
Early YouTube stages, it was a lot by just feel, believe it or not. Right. I consider myself a little bit musical as a kid, because when I'd go to Texas with my parents and visit aunts and uncles, we'd always go see live music.
Yeah.
And it'd be it wouldn't be rock music, it'd be Hispanic, Latino music. And big Latino bands, it's not just a 5-piece like us. It's a 12-piece. You got an acoustic player.
It's an experience.
You got a keyboardist. You got someone that's playing the tambourine, and everybody's got their spot, in their sound. And that caught on me at a very young age, and I felt I was I want to do that one day.
Yeah.
Do you think listening to what you grew up listening to, in that situation, do you think that influenced your writing?
Oh, well, not so much my writing, but the performance.
Right.
I feel that because seeing those guys, I mean, they're incredible performers. But seeing them live on stage and all that good stuff, later on in life, it's because I didn't pick up the guitar until I was 15 and I was self-taught,
Right.
I started, I was big into heavy metal, like the 90s thrash metal, like your Panteras, your Testaments and Exodus and all that good stuff. And then from there on, I got later on into high school, and it was like your Creeds, your Defaults, stuff with beautiful melodies.
Yes.
And that's where like I was like, I want to write stuff like that, but also to incorporate some of the heavy thrashy stuff and then kind of blend it together. But yeah, that's kind of where I started off. Like, I want to play guitar. Was listening to those two styles of music. So
yeah, that's awesome.
When I listen to the End of All stuff that y'all have posted. Wow, this is really good stuff. It's highly catchy.
Yep.
But it's heavy.
Yep.
And it's like, man, this could cross some genres.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like now too, a lot, especially now with all the bands from the 90s are getting back on the road too. I feel like there's this new wave of generation of kids, that are like listening, like. They'll pick up a CD and be like, "Hey, Mom and Dad, have you ever listened to Nirvana?"
Yeah, I agree. And some of the television shows and stuff have brought that back. Too. Yeah, because whatever that scientific show, sci-fi show was, and Metallica just blew up again.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't remember.
The Stranger Things?
Yes, that's what it was.
Right.
Stranger Things. And then I know when my kids were younger, they would come out singing, "She's my cherry pie." I'm like, where in the world did you hear that?
Yeah,
how do you? I'm like, that's music from my teenager when I was a teenager.
Probably on TikTok.
No, it was.
It's true.
It's a Rock Hero or Guitar Hero. All of those old songs were on there. Ozzy and all of that. And so my kids, they had that, and then the '90s because my son is the same age as you,
right?
And so those same things. So it's just crazy how music does that. I love it. That's one of the things I really, really love about.
Yeah, it's revolving. I feel like, I'm sure when, like Led Zeppelin was around in like the 70s and whatnot, like people in the 90s were like, "Have you ever listened to Led Zeppelin?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It's a revolving circle.
Well, and with the Zeppelin era in the 80s, 70s, I'd say mid 70s or maybe even early. In the 80s, your classic rock, man, people are going to be listening to that stuff on spaceships years from now. That seems like that's the timeless. One. That is the one bracket of time that just, I guess, the golden age.
70s and 80s.
That's infinity, man.
In that genre, like it's going to just keep going.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I love how there's kids that are 21, 22 years old and that are like listening to Alice in Chains for the first time and seeing them, and it's like. I'm like, there's hope still in this generation.
Yes.
I didn't like a lot of the stuff that came out of Seattle until Alice in Chains, and it was just like, now
they're one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I didn't get introduced to Alice in Chains. I mean, I have an older brother. I'm the youngest of four, and growing up too, it was Mexican music in the household, and it was 90s country music, Alan Jackson, George Strait, Garth Brooks. So that has a little part in me,
I'm 90s country at heart.
90s country too. So that's what I grew up listening to with like driving to the grocery store with Mom and Dad was Alan Jackson, stuff like that. So but now like seeing the kids that are bringing that back, it's great. It's great for sure.
I know a couple of years ago when I discovered Marcus King, and I was just amazed because what's out on the pop radio and stuff. But he was actually playing the guitar and playing it well, and that Americana genre and everything. And I'm like, there's hope for our youth.
Yeah,
because they're beginning to pick up instruments again.
Yeah.
And and they're beginning to sing and be more organic and write their own stuff.
Yeah, right, for sure. And that's the one thing that you say with organic. I mean, there's even some of the biggest artists out there on the Billboard 200s aren't organic at all.
No.
They have multiple ghostwriters, like 10 of them, and it's just, I don't know.
But the industry is they're creating hits.
Yeah. Like we've talked about the formula several times on the podcast.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy how it is. Like, you got your Taylor Swifts and your Beyonces and your Jay-Z's out there that are just.
Well, they know it goes all the way down to just the sounds that are on the record to the mapping of the song.
Right.
They know how to create a hit now.
Yeah. And it's almost like once they create that hit, it almost puts like the people that listen to it in like hypnosis. Like they're just like,
exactly.
They don't listen to anything else. And I can't be a hypocrite too, because I'm the same way, when I like my kind of music too, it's like, I love that, so I'm not jumping into like, listen to like Little Nas or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, It's not say that I don't like it. It's just not my preference, you know.
Right.
So,
well, I know there's a big surge of original music. I know I mentioned that last week in Vicksburg. There's several original bands, and
Really?
then y'all are doing some original stuff. So I love to see that new surge of originals.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good cover band. I love Hurricane. They are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So much
and
fun.
they've been around forever. And Russ is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've known Russ for years. He's just such
Hold on,
a
is
killer
that the
guitar
old guy that plays over there, like the lead guitarist?
Yeah, he's the grandpa.
Hey man, that dude, I think he's
the
on his
grandpa.
way out, man.
Yeah.
No, I've seen the arms on that cat boy. I take back everything I just said.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope, sorry, Russ.
Russ couldn't be
boy.
here tonight, y'all.
It's all beer infused.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all beer infused.
Well, and lifting those trees. He cuts trees too.
yeah, so he's a lumberjack.
The lumberjack guitar player.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you don't want to
Oh,
mess
yeah.
with people like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one, man. That's my boy.
Yeah.
Man, I'll sit and watch him. I'm like,
Who was it on one of the previous podcasts that said they wanted to make fun of the 80s guys, you know, because they had all the hair and the makeup and stuff, but yet they would still kick your ass.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who said that. I don't remember.
I don't remember who said
I
that.
can't remember. Was it Dirt Deacons, or was he talking about that, or was that Rich Hall? Let me give a shout out, because that was
That's right.
He was on here
Hey,
last
Rich.
time or something. He was talking about the 80s. But I love
Yes.
Rich.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Man.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've known Rich, since the 80s, and
Yeah.
he's an awesome guy.
Yeah. A lot of the hosts that y'all have had on, like David's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I'm like, man, he looks like a cool guy. I've never met him before.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love him.
Yeah.
And I'm just now starting to get back out there and like
Yeah.
get familiar with like a lot of the guys in the scene, you know. Because I've been in the original scene, David's been in the cover scene, so he knows a lot more people.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, David's like, yeah, I know that guy. I'm like, hopefully we will meet him one day. But
Yeah.
I know that guy. Name drop.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
It is two different scenes too.
It is.
Because you don't run across these bands as much. They're off gigging or doing
Yeah,
their stuff
right.
and all that. So,
Yep.
but it is just two totally different
yeah.
scenes.
Yeah, everybody's
for me.
out there just trying to make it their own as well. And, you know, I feel like what lacks in our area is that, you know, we don't have a local radio station to promote it, you know, for us to all get together and
Right.
kind of, you know, play shows with one another. And most of the venues around here, David would know too, is that, you know, they cater a lot to cover music. And that's
Right.
completely fine. It's a
Right.
business. I understand. It's money. I understand. You know, they got to make a bottom dollar, you know. So, but I wish, you know, some of these venues around here would be more open-minded
Yes.
to having
Some original.
some original music,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of talented musicians in this area.
Absolutely.
So,
The problem is, of course, it's all about the dollar for the most part.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, most people that go out, you know, they want to hear songs they know.
right.
And unfortunately, that's not good for the original guys.
Yeah.
And believe me, I know I've been there.
Yep.
You know, I did that a long time ago, and it's not an easy thing to break into. And it forced us back in the day, when you go on from playing all originals to having to learn some covers just to be able to gig.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So with that said, what are y'all doing about gigging? Where are y'all gigging?
Well, we got a show here in 2 weeks, the 7th,
weeks.
the 7th, at the Nick in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, that's nice.
It'll be the second time that I've played there. It's a great venue. It's kind of like a little dive bar, you know, but sometimes those are the places to play, you know.
Yeah.
We on podcast, man. That is a huge auditorium. We don't have dude, no, the Nick in Birmingham. It's going to be like 1,000 people up in there.
yeah,
But
yeah.
just
You know what?
outside that can't get in.
You know what?
right.
Even the little dive bars, man, you gain one fan at a time.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
for sure.
Everyone counts.
And they'll stick
just
with
like
you, man.
subscriptions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
every big band had to start in a dive
Right.
bar.
Yeah,
So-
and that is one thing I've noticed with when we do play shows. Man, one person coming up and saying like, "Man, y'all are awesome!" Like, "Hey, can I buy a T-shirt or
Yeah.
something?" If that's the only one of the night,
We've
dude,
done
that
our-
makes you feel
yeah.
so much
Yes.
better.
Yes.
I feel like
Oh.
we've done our job at the end of the
You
night.
don't eat
know?
as good as a $150 check at the end of the night, but it makes you feel better, and this is what
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
And
Makes you want to grow more, I guess.
Yeah,
you know, grow
yeah,
that
just keep-
audience more.
And
Yeah.
it's not always easy to put your music out there. You know,
it's
something
not.
that you're real, you know, you feel real personal
Oh,
about.
for sure, for sure.
I remember I got into painting, you know, like art painting, quite a few years ago. And man, it took me forever just to post a picture of a painting I did because it sucked,
Yeah,
you know. But you know, you have to get over that fear and just put it out there and just
Yeah.
you know, let it
yeah, you
happen.
might have thought it sucked, but hey,
Yeah.
it might have been.
it's
Right.
it's crazy that you say that, Kevin, because that's how it was when I first started writing music.
Exactly.
Like I was when I started this all back in 2017, like getting in a group of people, it's like you have to allow yourself to be in that situation, you know.
You got to prepare yourself.
And prepare yourself for denial.
Exactly.
Yeah. And creating is so intimate. And it's like a part of your soul you're showing out there.
Yeah.
And it's, and you want to protect it. And,
like nowadays, like, because I still write, a lot. And I'm always writing. So, I'll come up with like a verse and a chorus and I'll send it to the guys and like crickets. It's like, whatever. All right.
What are you talking about? Crickets.
Yeah,
crickets.
Man, we ain't ever giving you crickets.
It'll be like 4 or 5 ideas, and it's like, well, I like maybe this one verse and this one idea, and it's like, why?
So you got to send us that one at a time. You can't be sending a whole library of stuff.
So now I have to slim it down because I'm like, a lot of these probably won't see the light of day, but it's like, you got to continue the machine going.
But you keep them back in your little catalog because one day you can pull it back up.
He's got like storage units full of computers that are full of songs and riffs and stuff like. Not really, but but it wouldn't surprise me if you did.
A few hard drives.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, dude, get out a little bit.
So Eric, are you the main writer?
Yeah, I'm the main writer for the most part. And Ty or other guitar player, if I'm really stuck on a part, and say the band likes half of what I've written or a part that I've written, I'll tell Ty or Buddy or bassist, hey guys, y'all take the reins here, and try to see if y'all can get inspired with it and try to, create more out of it. So.
Flesh goodness out.
And the thing when they come out with something like Ty or Buddy or whoever will come, or even Greg, when they come out with an idea to help him on that, it's almost like they've been holding it in their back pocket, waiting for that moment because it just comes so naturally that it's like, whoa, hey, I mean, it takes 5 minutes and it's like, dude, that was awesome. That is it. You know? That's what we need right there.
Well, that's a great thing about a band that clicks like that, and you're able to have inspiration, and ping off of each other.
Yeah, we feed off of one another, and it's not like we all have the same like influences. So it's just like it's a nice blend of, like for example, like Ty's big into Alice in Chains. He's into the Seattle grunge, and I love that too. But it's not like my bread and butter,
Right.
But he'll bring that in, and it's like, perfect. We need that for a bridge. Let's do it now. Like let's record that. So
that's awesome.
Do you do the lyrics too?
No, I don't do the lyrics. I'll every now and then, if I'm really feeling a melody and a chorus or a verse idea, I'll hum something over just to get a direction of how I may want it to sound. But I let Greg handle that because he's so good at it. And
he's poetic.
He's got a certain cadence to all of his lyrics and his approach to writing. So I
never could write lyrics.
Yeah, he's got he's a wizard when it comes to it. He's also too very intimate with his writing. Like you said, poetic. That's a great word.
Lyrically, I'd come out sounding like Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I think Ty and Buddy have kind of contributed a little bit on a couple things. Where maybe because if Greg is like, man, where do I go with this? He'll ask everybody. Yeah. And I'd already sent Greg half song one time, and he was like, hey, that's awesome. And I ain't heard one damn word from it since.
Yeah, I've sent some lyrics too. And it's just like,
like I ain't writing nothing.
Like when I send like the lyrics, it's like I'm trying to I'm imagining myself like playing them and singing them at the same time, and that's not the way he's approaching it, because he's just singing them. So it's like, I've heard crickets too. So.
Yeah, he's a man, but he is I love, one of my favorite parts is whenever he is tracking his vocals for the final take, and I'm actually hearing what he's saying, and I'm like, man, I didn't know you were saying that. Like that is crazy. Like, I mean, it's really the way he puts those words down, man. It's just,
and that's awesome. That's I call it that like studio magic. You just never knew that was there.
Yeah.
And then if you have a good producer, like he'll push you in that direction to be like, no, go for the high note, or no, bring it down some, or you can do it better. So
Again.
That's exactly what we hear.
Greg will hit something and I'll be like, man, he nailed that.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Zach will go again. And I'm like, oh, I thought that was pretty good. Okay, what do I know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost get to where you hate your own songs after that.
Yeah. And then believe it or not, like,
or you got to relearn the songs.
It's funny that you say that. So it's like we go into the studio with David will track his drums. I'll mix and and produce his takes for the final takes. And, you know, I'll lay most of the guitar part, and if Ty's got a specific part in there, he'll do that, and Buddy will come in and lay bass too. So we have a fleshed out full demo of what if we were to put that on Spotify, we would be completely satisfied with it. But then we go into the studio and the arrangement may change, you know, like the verse may change into like it's just bass and drums or something like that.
Right.
And it's like, well, I wasn't expecting that. So I guess we'll have to relearn that part.
But we're given if we are totally like, hey, we're, you know, if we want to fight for it, if we find it where we fight for that, that change that we don't want it, then, you know, it'll happen.
Yeah.
You know, but
ultimately y'all are the boss.
Yeah. But for definitely the most part, it's like, you know, hey man, he just threw some stuff in there we didn't think about. Which is
another
cool,
creative.
You know?
It's another creative.
But it always complements what we've already put down. You know, so
that's the part I always enjoyed about recording other bands is, you know, like, I'll hear something, you know, that they may not. You know?
Exactly. And I have this concept too, where it's like you want to consider your producer like your sixth or fifth band member.
Right.
It's like you want to have that relationship and connection with them, because if you can't trust their opinion, then it's like, then why are you hiring them? You know? So it's like you're hiring them for a reason, you know, it's to take it to that next level. So Zach for sure does that with us. And, you know, he's pulled out some stuff too, where it's like, wow, like I would have never thought of that, you know? So
his name is Zach Keel. He's out of Mandeville.
Yeah. Mandeville, Louisiana. Yeah. And out of Nashville.
Yeah.
He's all over the place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love recording and writing new music. So.
Yep.
Well, that's what you do.
That's really our main goal is just putting out and trying to put out at in a good time where not too much time goes by without and I've always said, I've always thought the way we're doing it, I say putting out maybe once every couple months or so, making sure we put out a single.
Releasing,
I think it's good. Like you put out an album, and that's great. I'd love to be able to say, yeah, man, my band's album, you know, that would be cool. But when you look at it, you got 3 or 4 songs that are your hits, and maybe some that they might even be good, but people don't listen to. But because they're fixed on those other ones, I think each song we get to give its 2 months of their day in the sun, you know, let people digest it and listen to it.
That's
and
a good title
and enjoy that.
That's a good title for a song there. You gave me an idea for another demo. Day in the Sun.
All right, well, I'm going to get 25% off that, not 20. So
you better get a contract.
So where can people find your singles that have been released?
You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora.
I think we've watched some YouTube videos.
Yeah, so for the most part, I think a lot of people mainly is Spotify and Apple Music. You know, just type in End of All and it'll pop up for the most part. I think we are number 1 when you type in End of All in Spotify.
Yeah, we pop
awesome.
up
in the verified artist. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
but Spotify, YouTube, and then, you know, Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram,
all that.
At End of All Insta, all one word.
X.
Whatever
that is. I think that's
it's
Twitter. Twitter. Used to be Twitter. Old Twitter.
Yeah, and nobody listens to it. And goes to that. I mean, so, but End of All Insta and Facebook. I think it's EOA Official Jackson JXN, all caps.
So where did the name End of All come about?
Oh man, that's a great one right there. So End of All came from us constantly, literally down our throats with a list of band names and going back and forth of
end of it.
Yeah, and literally it's like, this is it for. That's where I always have this joke. I'm like, this is the end of all for me. You know, as in like as in original music in this area. Because if this band doesn't work, I'm not doing it anymore here.
Right.
Oh, that's bullshit.
One thing I like.
That's a great story though.
Yeah. Well, one thing about it is when I talked to Eric and was talking about, hey man, I'd like to, you know, and then he said, hey, we'd love to give it a shot, you know, with us or whatever. I'm thinking, okay, well, we're about to get ready to jam. No, he's like, well, let me set up a dinner with the guys and we'll all get together and meet. And I'm like, hold on, man, am I buying a timeshare or am I about to play some drums? But no, I was cool with it. But and that's kind of what I wanted. So we got together and we talked and everything and just hit it off. And that's one thing I love about it is when we finally said, I think this will work out, man, welcome aboard, the next sentence was the band name. So I'm the last edition, but I was there for the minute that I came in, that the minute that it was official, 10 minutes later, we had our band name.
Yeah,
and so it was everything.
Yeah, we had some
came
pretty
together.
we had some pretty cool ones too. Like we had a bunch of cool ones, but it's like we all couldn't mutually agree, and it's like we kind of didn't want to do the what's the word I'm looking for here, where it's like
like kind of like a stereotype,
not stereotyping, like where I guess I can't think of it anyways. But anyways, like so we had a bunch of
predictable,
not predictable, but as in like like when you got 4 members that like one, but the one that doesn't like it.
Oh yeah.
We didn't want to feel him left out or whatnot, But that was the case. Like we couldn't agree on a few of them, so that one just happened to be the one where we all mutually agreed. And I'm like, all right.
What I found is a lot of these names. When I ask somebody, where the name comes from, I'm expecting this deep meaning behind the name, and it
you didn't get that.
It never comes out that way. It's like, wait, somebody just said Indivol. We're like, okay.
You didn't get that here. But I think so. I'm not really. I think I kind of just rode the wave with this. But I think that the vision for what we've been doing is like, I've heard y'all say like a Mad Max type kind of end of, and that's where the
Raven,
kind of the Ravens, the destruction, or I guess Armageddon type, whatever, end of the world or whatever.
That's what I would think
where
when I think
that
of Indivol.
came from. And the good thing is, I think so. We just finished. Takeaway that just came out is going to be that's the last of the songs releasing for the first EP.
Yeah, the Leave EP.
Yeah, the second one, kind of to me, the name of it that'll be eventually put out, but the name of that EP and kind of the visuals kind of lead like a story, kind of to me, and that's what I was hoping was like at least maybe 3 EPs could be like a story.
Yeah, I love it when bands do that.
A concept. That's what I'm
concept,
looking for.
Yeah. Styx used to do that, or Styx. They did that with Mr. Roboto and Queensryche with Operation Mindcrime.
There's been lots of them. Pink
Floyd. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So this one, this second EP, like the kind of like visuals you'll see is like it's like the hellfire and brimstone kind of feel, like where it's like. We're in the midst of it now, So it's kind of the destructive kind of theme. I
don't even know what brimstone is, but it sounds cool. Know what fire is.
But
I'm not lying either.
It sounds painful.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
reminds me of Shrek.
It's Shrek. Yeah, that's exactly. Well, Shrek. I forgot about that.
It didn't come from no stone either. They ain't brimstone.
One of my favorite movies of all time, right there. That's so crazy that you say that movie. Believe it or not, that movie right there, it's got a lot of those wild Easter eggs in there that you haven't seen.
Yeah.
A lot of those cartoon movies do.
Yeah.
Like they'll just throw you for a loop watching them as an adult. It's like, what the hell is this?
It slid it in on my kid. Yeah,
it's like, what the hell? So,
I noticed that when my kids were little, some SpongeBob's, a couple of episodes. I mean, he's like, what?
It's like, did they just say that? Yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah, SpongeBob is wild. Same thing with even like The Simpsons is kind of.
Well, that is more of adult humor.
Adult humor is like PG-13, but I was like, oh gosh, like they just said that. Like,
rated MA, much like this podcast.
Yeah.
Man, my parents were worried about me. My hero growing up was Pee Wee Herman. A long time.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a nerdy little kid, like bad.
I loved Pee Wee Herman when I was younger.
I still do.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you got caught in the theater.
Yeah. His bike wasn't there, so still, but that don't matter, does it?
I always thought he was funny.
He was cool. Yeah.
David's
no.
His thing is Family Guy.
No,
Family Guy.
Oh, yeah, I liked old Family Guy.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to watch anything since the Bundys.
Oh man, I want to go back and watch because I never watched that, but I look at small little clips.
Oh, this show was hilarious.
And because my favorite show ever is Sanford and Son.
Oh yeah, I grew up on that stuff.
And I bet you that one's gonna be that would be right up my alley too.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, Sanford and Son is classic, and I watched that like growing up as a kid. Back it was like reruns, but man, that made me laugh so hard, man.
Yeah.
You like five across your
Yeah,
lip.
like, look, he's like, dummy,
You big dummy.
dummy.
It's the big one, Elizabeth.
I'm coming to join you.
I'm going to join you.
Yeah. Oh man, classic Red Fox.
Shooting
All right,
shit.
Eric, give me your top 5 guitar players.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Oh man, top 5. Here we go.
And are these in order?
Are these in order?
Yeah.
All right, so
They can be random or.
sure.
All right, let's see.
Let's see. Number 1.
I know which one of them is.
I know, sure. But believe it or not, my first influence on guitar, riff wise, Dimebag Darrell.
Yes.
Cool.
Awesome.
Number
I actually wouldn't have thought that.
yeah, riff wise and groove wise, that's incorporated into my writing too. Dimebag. Number 2, I'd have to say Jerry Cantrell.
Absolutely.
Love Jerry.
Of course, Mark Tremonti.
Yep. That's the one.
Believe it or not, another one for me is a lot of people sleep on him, but Ian Thornley from Big Wreck.
Yeah.
Number 5, as in recent guitar players,
Kevin Williams.
as in recent here lately.
Man, he just brushed that off.
He did.
Yeah.
Man, he just
There
swept
you
that
go,
one under the rug,
man.
didn't he? I get no respect.
Ask me if I have one favorite guitar player, and you'll get that back.
That last one as a recent is probably either going to be a tie between like Mateus Asado or
Eric, go ahead.
or
Throw him in there. Damn.
you know
Kevin's number 6.
Kevin's number 6.
Kevin's number 6.
Y'all don't really want to come back to this show,
You
do
big
you?
dummy.
Yeah.
Told you to throw Kevin in there.
Well, yeah, be
I'm
honest.
not very influential.
No, don't let him sway you now. It's okay.
Yeah.
So it's a tie between Mateus
It's
and
okay not
Yeah,
to like me.
Mateus or like Derek Trucks or something like that.
Oh, Derek
you know,
Trucks is amazing.
you know. And that's like a completely different genre, but just
It is,
the
but-
bluesiness, you know.
Yeah.
Or like Eric Gales too is really good. Yeah. Like
All right,
those
David,
guys.
who's your favorite guitar player?
Oh,
I think I may know the answer to this question.
right now it's Corey Feldman.
Fuck.
Oh,
No,
my
I'm just kidding.
word.
Oh, no.
I get no
Corey.
respect.
Kevin Williams,
Kevin
man.
Williams.
Kevin Williams. I gotta give Russ McGuffey on there.
Russ
And
He's
Kevin
number 2.
Williams.
He's number 2.
Yep, number 2. Let's see.
Bass player, your favorite bass player?
Favorite bass player?
Well, besides the one in your band.
Well, yeah, Buddy Felder. That's my man. Love him. That's it. He's a. And then you got Bruh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And then you
bro.
got Anthony Daniels, my boy there, Mr. Cigar, brother of the Leaf, if you will. Man, that's a bad dude right there. Anthony Daniels. That's yeah. Man, I can't remember.
It's hard to start naming people or naming because I was like naming bands last week, and then you're you're going to forget somebody,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
don't want to offend them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's why I haven't named any drummer friends yet.
right,
Because
Wow,
I don't
that's
wanna,
next.
Well, I don't want to forget one that I really look up to.
right.
And it's like, dude, man,
What was I thinking? Yeah.
Okay, well, who are your celebrity drummers? Who are your top 5 drummers?
My top
influenced
5.
you?
All right. Yeah, let me go with influence because I might have
Yeah.
some bad ones that I just really like.
Yeah.
So the first influences that I've got at the same time were Lars Ulrich,
Yeah.
from Metallica, and Scott Phillips from Creed.
Love Scott Phillips.
So I got both. I had both of their influences.
Super underrated.
I still use. See, I use one of Lars's influences still to a lot of stuff. Even in the cover scene, I did to this day. I use it because when I came into them, it was that Load Reload album that everybody dogs on.
and I love him.
I had something with the way his hi-hat was like, it was just laying there. It wasn't open that much, but it wasn't closed. And it did like a and that is and that kind of, thank you, Eric.
The drum nerd.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. So, I mean, I got to learn some crap about guitar now.
Throwing out some vocabulary.
Yeah. Man.
But anyway.
You know what the bottom tuner's called?
Yeah.
So anyway. the little E tuner.
That high string.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 drummers. Let's keep going.
So we got them 2. And then Joey Jordison, which he is my favorite, like, of Slipknot, rest in peace. Let's see, got those 3. Carter Beauford, who I can't play one lick of, but love him to death. And then, let's see, my 5th one.
You hadn't said who I was thinking you would probably say.
Well, because when you mention it, I'm probably gonna be like I should have. Let's see.
Because you're pretty technical at times, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, where is that?
And it's one of my favorite.
Oh,
bands.
Neil Peart.
Well,
is that who you think about?
Neil Peart?
No,
because he's that's super technical right there.
Yeah. Actually, that's not who I was thinking.
I'll tell you another one. Let me just put this out because I think this. I can watch this dude all day. Is it Todd Sucherman? Is that his name from Styx? You ever seen him? Anybody ever heard of him?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can Google it.
Yeah, man. He's Styx drummer. He wasn't when they were in their heyday.
Yeah.
But I've watched like videos and videos of him. But let me see if there's that one more. Who are you thinking, Kevin? Who'd you think I was going?
I'm thinking the guy from Dream Theater.
Oh yeah.
I never.
And I'm blank on his name. And I can't.
Yeah, Mike Portnoy.
Portnoy. Yeah.
I like technicality, but I still grew up like I'm from the Delta, so the blues, 90s country was all there. So that groove was in there. Sometimes a little too technical can kind of turn me off a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like it. I like being technical and stuff in parts, but I like the groove. And now he could probably groove his tail off, you know?
Yeah.
But
but that's what Rush was about.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about
Dream Theater.
Dream Theater. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was Googling, y'all.
Yeah.
Todd Sucherman.
Yeah.
Sucherman.
It's like Eric. I don't know his last name, but I like him. So.
No, nobody got that.
I missed it.
Well, it's true.
But I thought you were gonna say Chris Adler.
I like Chris Adler.
I
like Chris Adler. But like I said, there's things that I'm just amazed by him, and some stuff I'm like, that's amazing, but
Yeah, right.
But you're talking about a groove. I mean, some drummers can just freaking groove.
Yeah.
I mean, they can play a standard beat.
Yeah.
But it just grooves. I mean, like John Bonham.
Yeah.
It just grooves.
And there's stuff with our music that when usually my first version when I'm at the house writing it or I get them to send me a drumless track, and I'm like, of whatever we got, and I'm like, look, I get home, I get by myself on the kit, and I'll play it. And like the very first version is a little more technical than I want, but it's because I'm trying different things out. Mm-hmm. But I want in the end, I'm like, man, I'd rather groove right here and just throw little stuff in. So I guess that's like I said, from the Delta, I'm from Indianola. B.B. King was everywhere.
Yeah, right.
It was all about groove and all that. So
yeah,
it's my style, I guess.
I love that.
Yeah, and there's something about just like I always consider in everything in life, like less is more, and like Kevin just said, like having somebody just like there's just something about a groove over just like a simple 4/4, like 4 on the 4 big beat. That's just like, when you hear that live, to me, it's like, and it's so tight.
And the bass player's
locked into that kick drum.
Yeah.
I could just listen to them too in solo. Like, it sounds incredible.
Well, everything drum wise that I do like has its purpose for being there. Like every little thing, I like to try to build up. Like if you hear a drum fill going into this chorus, the next one's going to be complementing that one, but in a bigger way, and then it's going to build up even more.
Yeah.
And so I like trying to take like one good idea and build up on it, and so everything has its purpose there, but I don't want to overdo it,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he'll throw in every now and then, like on Leave on our, second single. There's something that's on the recording that he doesn't do on the recording. I mean, there's something that he does live that he doesn't do on the recording. And that's on the final chorus. He'll throw something in the middle section where it's just like double kick.
Yeah,
stuff.
Look at me.
But that's the great thing about live music.
Yeah.
You can change it up a little bit. You can put in that flair.
Yeah,
flair. Well, some things that you would do live don't work
live
in a recording.
In a recording.
Yeah,
that's right.
But it works live.
Yeah. And he made it. I remember the first time we did that. We played that song like in its final state, and then he did that. I'm like, I looked over. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, do that crap from now on.
Do it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it inspired me. I'm like, while he's doing that, just hit like a crazy pinch harmonic or something.
That's what's great about live music. You can do that. And just improvise when you feel whatever it is that you feel.
The vibes, feel the vibes.
The vibes.
So.
Yeah, it's not always about women.
Not always.
No.
Every guitarist has gotten on and said, why did you start playing the guitar?
Yeah.
Eric, did you start playing for women?
Hell
the
no.
women.
if I'd have started playing for them, I'd have quit a long time ago. Can't do it for the women. Got to do it because you love it.
That's right. You gotta do
Mine
it.
never was for women. Mine was to be somebody. I've always wanted to be somebody
Right.
like.
And that's
you know,
the difference in the
somebody big.
generations. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because back in the 70s and 80s,
You wanted to play for the women.
Exactly.
Yeah? You wanted to find your wife. Yeah.
Well, Eric, not Eric. David, you've got a wife, so you better shout out to her right now.
Yeah, Nicole Weeks. I've already gotten her in on the stories and stuff, but
you didn't do the shout out.
A lot, yeah. Nicole Weeks, love you, babe. There's a lot of people around here that they know who Nicole Weeks is. They know
Nice.
she's a trip. My son is a trip. His name's Trip. So my family's a whole trip.
Whole family.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
Man, who else paid me to shout them out today? Let me see.
The page.
Well, you got paid?
I know. We haven't gotten
We
a
have
penny
never gotten
yet.
a penny.
That's how I afforded the beer I brought.
Yeah.
See, I thought y'all gave people these as parting gifts.
No, we just give hard
From
times.
That would be cool, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I like them.
But I mean, we're already in the hole. I mean, I'm not, but Kevin is.
I'm way
Well,
in
okay,
there.
I've bought a camera and some earphones, my own set of earphones that I'm not even using.
Yeah.
But Kevin is, it's his
It's his space.
debit card.
And see, that's
Yeah.
what
that
that
MasterCard
that
or
goes.
debit card.
That's the same as being in an all original band.
Yeah.
You're putting a lot of stuff in, and like it's really not that hard for like the subscribers and stuff. Let's, all of that helps. So, where's he got to go to the bathroom?
I don't know. Probably.
Oh, you got TT. Well, I guess it's me. Let me see.
Okay, well, you were in the middle of something when he distracted you. So.
Yeah, no, like just how this podcast.
Yeah.
It's like because you're doing content. It's
Original,
like the original band.
Yeah.
Because you're putting in stuff, not knowing if you're going to get anything back out of it.
You're right.
Financially,
Chances
I
are
mean,
not.
Yeah. Chances are, and but you do it because you love it.
We do.
and stuff.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Just like if we can't get subscribers, then either we're doing something wrong or people just don't like it.
Yeah. Well, just go hit subscribe on this. Like
Thanks,
please,
David.
please do it. Because when I get home, I'm doing it. No, I'm just kidding. I already have.
I was fixing to say what?
No, but yeah, no. Just it doesn't take anything. It's free. It's easy.
Yeah, but the thing is okay, maybe a lot of the people that are watching it tonight or whenever it gets released, they're already subscribed.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but
Well,
it's like preaching to the choir. So y'all share
they're
the
already-
content.
Yeah, share.
Share it. Share the video. If you know these guys, share it out and say, "Hey, here's my buddy David. Here's my buddy Eric."
It's almost like a new generation has come in.
You're
of
exactly
crowd
right. You're
has
right.
come in, and because that was one of the things I always noticed when you're on stage in the cover bands and stuff. Like you're up there feeling like you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
The minute that last chord ends, man, you ain't nothing but cleanup crew.
that's it.
Yep,
you're a road crew.
man, and like there's times where we'd have a gig and Eric's like, "Man, Dave, I bet you used to play in front of a bunch of people." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." But by the time we ended the last song, everybody would go their own way, and I'm nothing then,
Yeah.
So that's where I think it's a different generation of folks.
Yeah, I think you're right.
that
But
are-
and also I think a lot of people, they don't understand the work that goes into whether it be a cover band or an original band. I mean, there's still a lot of work that goes into this.
yes,
I mean, you got your rehearsal times, you got your equipment costs, you've got
Travel
load
costs
in,
and travel time.
load in time, setup
Yep.
time, sound check time, and then you got an hour to go get something to eat or just hang out and wait till showtime,
yeah,
and then stand on stage for 3 or 4 hours, sweating
And a lot of musicians have a day job as well and a family.
Yeah, and then load out at 1
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning when everybody else is on their way home.
yeah,
And you're still working.
and you're beat
Yeah.
when you get
Oh,
home.
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
can't go to sleep for another 2 hours
No,
because
but
you're
you're keyed up.
Yeah.
still up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, the average person has no clue what you go through.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I don't know that that's appreciated or not. I mean, let us know in the comments if it is.
Yeah.
From the average person.
Right.
Well, and there's some people that do follow around the bands that I wouldn't consider the average person. It depends on, because there's some people that I think know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
a
those
lot.
certain people.
Yeah,
and you
there's a
see
lot.
them, at least on Facebook, you see them. I mean, they follow, they post, they comment. But it's the same ones.
Yeah, you got them loyal ones that just, they'll follow you. But
You're super fan.
yeah.
Super fan.
Which I think all of our super fans are across seas. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But that is so cool though.
But
That's way
that's good.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like no one around here is like locally wise, like no one's like a super fan around here, but like it's crazy feeling or seeing someone in England that's like commenting on your YouTube page. It's like, I love this song. This is the best thing I've ever heard. And it's like, and then it's like you go to that profile and it's like, they're from such and such country, and it's like, wow, I've reached you that far.
Yeah.
And it's been confirmed because we've talked to someone from, was it London?
Yeah.
London or something like that?
A PR rep reached out
and
to
stuff
us.
that found us,
That's
over there
awesome.
and was talking about that's where she had found us. And so, we talked and everything, but just things didn't link up for right now.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool. It was like, because Ty was like, man, I didn't reach out to her. Nobody else reached out to her. She found us, and she was a legit person because we all got on a
video call with
video
her.
call.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
It was a legit firm, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was like they was offering all these services to just kind of push your band, and they all sounded so good. But it's like, of course, anything in life, anything creative in life, like you gotta put a lot of time and you gotta put a lot of capital into it, regardless. So at the time, at the time right now, it's like that's quite not the step we want to go to right now. We want to still kind of like build this organically from here, maybe. Maybe a year or two down the road, we can maybe go to the
That
UK,
makes a lot of
go to
sense.
the UK and save up and go play over there for a crowd over there.
Do your European tour.
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I look at y'all's YouTube channel, and I mean, y'all got one heck of a following there. I mean, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Realistically, I mean, you got 11, 12,000, maybe 13,000 followers on YouTube.
Right at 12 or something like that.
That's impressive.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we look at. We don't really look at the views that much.
No.
It's we watch that because you can have all these views, but if they don't care for you, they're not going to hit.
Yeah.
Well, but and it's one thing to have the followers, but y'all got the views of the videos too.
Yeah.
And I mean, thousands watching those.
And it's so crazy too that the other day I think Greg had pulled up our Spotify like analytics, and it pulls up the numbers by country, and believe it or not, but India has a huge rock and metal following.
Wow.
Like that's like maybe 80 to 70% of our streams is coming from India.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
And it's like because everybody gets the spam calls.
Oh,
So it's like, no, this is bull crap.
Yeah,
like,
bots.
This
and
is
all
bots.
that.
And it's like, no, we ended up doing some research, and like they have a pretty good bit of rock festivals out there in India.
That is so
and it's
cool.
like, wow.
Yeah,
like,
everything we do is like through pushing to get it in front of people.
Yeah.
Like doing what we got to do to get it in front of people, and then you watch if the subscribers come about or if the streams come, and all that, and so
kind of that if you build it, they will come thing.
Yeah.
You gotta invest in yourself and push it out there. And if you're not willing to invest in yourself, that it's not going to be seen by anybody.
You're right.
And that's what a lot of bands nowadays they don't want to take that step, and it's like we do. So it's like we want it to reach more than just our mom, dads, brothers, sisters, cousins. Like no one cares. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's like if you're just reaching that and you're putting in all that time and it's not being seen by thousands to hundreds of thousands, then why are you doing it? I mean, you must really love it, to just only be heard by 4 people,
Yeah.
You gotta really put a lot of time in.
4 people
effort.
better be buying some merch.
Yeah.
A lot of merch.
Yeah. And that's and believe it or not, that's something that also too we did some research on. Is I didn't know until a few weeks ago that you can sell merch on Spotify.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that we've started to do, because I think our average monthly listeners are like 6,500 to 7,000.
Wow.
So it's like, there's a link if you want to go buy merch. If you like what you hear, then go buy a t-shirt.
Tell everybody how they can find a t-shirt or buy a t-shirt.
You can, at the moment, it's Lucid Ink locally and Shopify. The link is on our Spotify. I think it's shopify.com, and it will direct you straight to our Shopify store.
Do y'all have a website?
We do have a website. It's end of all of EOAofficial.com.
EOAofficial.com.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm terrible with this kind of stuff.
And that Lucid Ink is out of Pearl.
Yeah, Lucid.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
So we like
we
like
definitely
to
check them out.
We like to source our local stuff.
The local, yeah.
Yeah, like if we're playing shows within like the area around here, like, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all that, we get our inventory from Lucid locally, and they do a great job. Great guys out there. So
yeah.
Nice. Check out Lucid Ink.
Lucid Ink.
Lucid
Yes.
Ink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hit them up for some advertising.
Yeah, they're good. And they're good guys. Justin, he's a really good guy. Buddy is friends with him, and he's been doing our merch for quite some time now.
Nice.
That's. I just want to say one thing on that. That's one thing that I've loved about this band is everybody. I don't know. I'm kind of along for the ride, but all the other four guys, they got their strengths. That okay, this is what. There's a section of this business that this dude is taking care of. This one's taking care of this. Buddy was the
Merch guy,
the catalyst for the merch. Yeah. I hope I used that word right.
Yeah, you did.
But so and then Ty on getting this stuff to everybody. You on starting it. And so that's one thing about this band I love is that everybody's got their, Greg, if anybody does something to us, man, he's sending them one of them suing letters, like you said. Man, that dude's smart.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a.
Greg's a very talented individual.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of strengths,
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's EOAofficial.com.
Yep.
And what is this Eastwood Recording?
Eastwood Recording.
Recording Studio.
Yep.
Check them out too.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful place. And
Yep.
really
For
is.
sure. We love it here.
It's kind of tied in here with band equipment and camera equipment and stuff.
Oh,
but
we love it.
I love it too. It's a great vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It just sucks having to move it all.
As in moving it
For practice?
Well, yeah.
Rehearsal?
Well, yeah, I rehearse, my own personal band, Pro.
Right.
We rehearse here. And then, of course, there's the recording part. And then, of course, the podcast part.
Yeah.
So the stuff is constantly getting kind of brushed
Multi-purpose
to the
room.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, the room was actually a pretty decent size, but when you get all that stuff in there, it starts getting tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we love it, man. This is awesome. You got a great
Hence the
setup
kind of
here.
seat you're sitting in.
Yeah. So, camp chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are nice camp
We
chairs.
can't afford fancy furniture right now.
I ain't got nowhere else to put them.
For a minute there, I was like, I hope they don't have like the bar stools, kind of like.
Oh.
As I'm like, my back would be hurting after
Oh,
about
man.
an hour.
Yeah.
These are more comfortable. So.
Yeah.
Want to check out these camp chairs? Come on down to Eastwood Recording.
That's
We got
right.
a chair for you
Love it.
in Florence, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing. This is a great thing y'all are doing. Really is. Like this is because nobody else is doing this around
We
here.
enjoy
I love
it.
And
I love it.
It'll pick up some steam.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
I
hope it
think-
does. We hope
Yeah.
it does. We enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I've always been a supporter of the local scene. I don't get out,
Yeah.
much, but
Mm-hmm.
but I'm old.
But you did.
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I said, I've gotten old.
I don't get out much
Yeah.
since I left the scene. With a 4-year-old and wife at the house.
It's a lot going on.
Man, my food's horrible on the grill, but it's a lot of it being done. So
Yeah. Because I'll text. I'll still go out. I'm single and not married. Don't have any kids. So I'll be out on a Friday night. At a lounge or somewhere, and I'll send David a picture. And just thumbs up.
showing my sausage and biscuits on the grill. So those were hamburgers when I put them on there.
They were, huh?
They shrunk.
They were, but man, them things get small.
Yeah.
They look like hockey pucks on there.
Like I'm in
So-
a section full of people over here, and just living it up, and David's over here. Yep, these were good, man.
Family man.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I'm like, man, I'm gonna get there one day.
Yeah, you will.
I'm a cigar man, so
And he's gotten me onto that too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we were in the green room later, earlier on,
Yeah, my advice to y'all right now, though, is y'all are young enough to, go ahead and enjoy everything to the fullest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I promise you're going to blink, especially David with you've got
with
a
your
kid.
baby. Yep.
I promise you're going to blink and you're going to be my age.
Enjoy every moment.
Man, it is. It's crazy that time just, it's as you get older, it definitely speeds up. It's
Yes,
crazy.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Squeeze every bit of joy you can.
Yeah, go after your dream, man. That's all I can say is go after your dream.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, one day my boy's gonna be behind an instrument. He's gonna be up in here, and we all gonna come rolling in here on wheelchairs and stuff.
There we go.
And we're gonna get his interview in.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I'll be, but
Well, I don't know. They're doing a lot of things with science these days, so we'll all be here. I'm sure. I hope.
I may be in a wheelchair myself. I'm
That's
sure.
right. We'll all be in wheelchairs.
With a walker. Or something.
We'll have Kevin in there with Neuralink, and he's just like he's just a full robot.
I may be in a cryogenic
Exactly.
tomb or something.
That's funny.
He'd be like Zordon. Remember Power Rangers Zordon?
No,
he'd be in the tube, but George Zordon, just the voice of Zordon, bruh. Welcome to the STS.
Yeah, me and Scott are getting old. I mean, I'm older than Scott, but I mean, I'm like on 60's door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott behind
right
here
there.
having us.
He's a
having
couple
us
years
the camera.
behind me.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got to mention Scott Jones is in the house.
Yeah.
Let's
He's
go.
running cameras and stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott, for helping us
Yeah.
out, buddy.
He's killing it.
The beard game is strong.
Yeah, and if you need,
Yes, sir.
if you need live pictures shot, he's a good one to get.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of his work.
Yes.
On
Love
that.
it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Great work.
But he's a big supporter of the scene too.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
cool.
I've seen a lot of, like, we're friends on Facebook, and I see, he'll have pictures up, and man, they're ridiculous, but they're local, live
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
And, good to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny thing, me and Scott grew up together, and our parents were extremely good friends. We went to church together as kids, went to high school together, and so we've known each other since we were, damn near toddlers.
Youngsters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Oh, whippersnapper.
So-
And now he's got a beard like ZZ Top. So.
Yeah.
So I have a question that I was wanting to ask Kevin. I'm gonna ask him with a mic in my face, I guess.
Okay.
But so I saw where y'all were talking on let's see, it was Reckless Malfunctions, and Joel, the drummer.
Uh-huh.
You're talking about y'all played in a band together.
Right.
So I've seen where he's posted some stuff on there, and I saw Kevin Burns, and I was like, "That's Kevin right there." And back in his day, but where did Burns like? Is that your maiden name or something?
No,
Your maiden name.
No, Williams is my maiden name.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a story behind.
Do you have a
it.
stage name?
That
Okay.
This
went
is
on.
new. I like this.
Yeah, that was okay. Are y'all familiar with Lillian Axe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Stevie, the guitar player,
Blaze.
Stevie
Yeah,
Blaze.
yeah. Mhm.
Now this goes back to the '80s when I was in a band back in the '80s. It was just a joke, and the joke was, everybody knew Stevie Blaze, and of course Blaze was his made up name,
Yeah.
and so I was just kind of making a joke. I was like, well, if Stevie can be Blaze, I can be Burns.
No way. That's how that came
That's
about.
where that came from.
Oh man.
And the funny thing is, we used to have we had a sound guy, that used to, back then you had to have huge PAs and lights
Yeah.
and everything. And our sound guy did not know my last name was Williams for probably 25 years.
That's
Really?
hilarious.
He thought it was Burns. He thought it was really Burns.
Man, that tripped me out. I was watching. I was looking. I was like, "No, that's okay.
his
That's his
alter ego.
So, as the next generation coming up, I'm now Davey Smolder.
Hey, peace.
The funny thing is that band with Joel, that was my
awesome.
original band that we put a CD out and recorded in the terminal and whatnot.
Nice.
And I remember we had the CDs pressed and everything, and of course, Mom and Dad had to see the CD, and they were like, Burns.
Burns. Who's Burns?
And they didn't get the joke. They didn't like the joke.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Man, dude, that was
Yeah, so I felt bad about that.
That's something. I bet you weren't expecting that question tonight.
No,
So
I really wasn't. I really
so,
was not.
Yeah.
Kevin, you didn't catch David's stage name, did
Yeah.
you? He threw it out there.
Oh, did I miss it?
Yeah.
I may have missed it.
Well, since I'm the next generation of pyrotechnics, I'm Davy Smolder.
Baby Smolder.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's mine? What's my
Oh,
make me one.
Yours?
What would you think? Oh God, here we go.
Baby
see.
Tremonti.
do you want a derivative of fire and burning and blaze, or what do you want?
Eric Blaze.
Well, the Blaze is already
Yeah, blaze is already
gone.
taken. You can't take that one.
Think Jackson Tire Plant.
Jackson Tire.
Man.
Let's see.
Wow.
What can we think on that?
How do tires catch on fire? is what I
Yeah,
wanna
man.
know.
Y'all see that?
How do they burn for a month and a half?
Yeah. I didn't realize.
You can't put that out.
Yeah,
No, I guess not.
I didn't realize rubber is gonna burn that long.
Man, something in there burned
Did y'all see
that long.
what's his name? Edwards.
Clay?
Clay Edwards.
He had,
Yeah.
I don't know. He went, I guess, out there and took the most legendary pick of all time.
Right.
The Jackson Statue of Liberty with the
Yeah.
the car
Corvette on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah, that was
flame
awesome.
of just pitch black smoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Welcome to Jackson,
I'm
Mississippi.
like, literally, that image right there is, if someone were to come up to you in 2024 and be like, where do you live, and describe it to
Right?
show them that
Or
picture.
The dumpster fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Rubber fire.
I was even reading. I was reading
Yeah.
an article, and I'm like, man, this is so damn sad. I'm like, where it's. I don't know if it was real or not, but it said the article headline was Mississippi is the second most boring state. I'm like, hell, what's the first?
I know.
I saw that too.
I was like, it said Mississippi is the second most boring state. I'm like, damn, which one is the first one?
Right.
One of
And
them.
how can that be?
Yeah, I'm
Gotta
like,
be one of the Dakotas.
I don't know, man.
I'd love to live up because you don't ever hear nothing about
No,
them.
man,
like,
it's probably
you know.
peaceful as crap. It's
I bet
probably
it is.
peaceful,
Yeah.
You know, you're out there in the mountains and you see just wild horses just running across. It's just like,
Yeah.
everything's peachy,
Yeah.
But y'all are so young, y'all don't remember Jackson used to be happening.
I believe it.
I mean,
See-
back in the day, well, in the 80s.
I bet you it was amazing.
We used
Oh,
to,
it was.
We
It
used to
was.
come for like Christmas shopping, and then every once in a while we'd come down for like a whole, like spend the night in a hotel in Jackson, Red
Yeah.
Roof Inn,
Yeah.
on High Street.
And it was,
We lived
and it
in
was-
the
and it was-
country.
It was awesome.
Come to town.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
always mags. My mom and dad bring us to Red Roof Inn. They didn't have no swimming
No,
pool.
I remember.
So,
none
none of them did.
My parents would say the same thing, like back in the 80s, because my dad mom and dad both came from Mexico in 1980, and when they got here, man, they're like in the mid 80s, man, like Metro Center,
Yeah.
around Christmas time,
It was
Oh,
all
yeah.
happening.
like
Yeah.
I'm talking about thousands of people, and then I'm like, that's bullshit. You know, I'm like,
listen.
let me pull up a video.
All right,
Yeah.
And
you're
then-
talking about the Metro Center. All right.
Yeah.
Now, when I was a kid, I was probably, I was in high school, but it was before I was driving. So I was 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our parents would drop us off at the Metro Center on a Friday or Saturday night, and we would just walk. to the
Yeah.
Metro Center.
Yep.
And that was how you'd spend a weekend night
Man.
before you could drive.
Yeah.
And and they didn't worry about
Nothing.
anybody
Yeah.
like kidnapping you. I mean, you didn't have to worry about that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And things have changed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much.
Big time.
It's crazy. I pulled up a video of, it was posted like maybe 10 years ago on YouTube, but it was somebody had an old VHS tape of them just going around with a video camera
At Metro.
at Metro Center. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's how it was. And you
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
all these stores and all this vibrance of,
Yeah.
of the shopping mall. And
It
it's
was
like,
amazing.
yeah. And then I was on the tail end of Metro around like the mid 2000s, and they still had the food court. You know, that was still cool. But then, the violence started to come in, the robberies
Yeah.
started to come in. It's just like, yeah, let's not go. I remember the last store that I went in there, and it's only because my dad had to replace a wrench because, Craftsman at the time,
Yeah.
they give you a lifetime warranty if you break a wrench. And Sears
Yep.
was still there. That was the last thriving store
Yeah.
at Metro Center.
I actually used to work at the Metro Center. I worked at McRae's.
Oh, McRae's, yeah,
Yeah.
Belt.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Belt now, yeah.
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 Joe did. I was a stock boy.
McRae's, yeah.
Which basically is a nice term for I picked up the garbage.
Yeah, that's still McRae's and Belk. That's still one of my mother's favorite stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was some amazing times back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Dillard's too. I think they had a Dillard's in there. And I remember because it was right beside the Sears, the Dillard's building. I remember pulling into the parking lot. I'm like, that building just looks massive, but it's just another attachment to the mall.
Yeah.
But the Dillard's just always looks so much more bigger than the rest of the mall, you know?
And I hate when they come out, they started building all the outdoor malls, outlet mall,
outdoor
stuff. Man, you can't beat the indoor ones.
Yeah,
you know,
I like the
old,
indoor, yeah.
You know, yeah. So, I mean, I want to see Santa Claus inside.
Yeah,
you know?
right. In the dead center of the mall,
Yeah.
Get your picture made with Santa Claus inside.
I got my first ear piercing there. And,
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I got my ears pierced too.
That shit still hurts.
Yeah.
I did too.
I got my ears pierced in the mall in
Yeah.
Vicksburg. Yeah. Battlefield Mall.
Battlefield Mall.
Is that
Yeah.
Is that like what Pemberton Mall is now?
No,
Or was it,
Battlefield is, you know where the car lots are, Canon, Nissan, and all that,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
off the interstate.
on,
I-20 right there. I think is it Canon? I don't
think so.
Anyway, there's car lots there. And no, Blackburn. Atwood, Blackburn, and all that. But the mall used to be over there.
Yeah.
Off the frontage road.
I think back in the 80s, I think my dad had told the story where Pemberton is now, it used to be a Walmart.
Yes.
Walmart. Yeah.
Walmart used to be on the end of Pemberton Mall. It was part of the mall.
Yeah, because it's on Washington Street.
No, it's
Not
just it's
Washington.
like across the interstate or 61. It's Highway 61.
And I remember Kmart too.
Kmart.
Yeah, Kmart's gone.
Yeah,
That's
My very first
Kroger's there now.
My very first electric guitar came from the Kmart on
Oh my gosh.
across from the Metro Center.
And I bet it's somewhere in this house too, ain't it?
No, actually, it's not.
Oh man.
My second guitar came from Service Merchandise on the other side of the Metro Center.
Oh, I haven't heard that term, service merchandise.
I had a mini bike, and I sold a mini bike.
Wow.
My second guitar from Service Merchandise.
Wow.
Cool.
And I actually burnt that guitar on stage one night and broke it.
That's
Lit it on fire.
That's so rock and roll.
That is so.
I lit it on fire.
Make rock hard again.
Yeah. Well, when your last name's Burns, you got to do it once.
Burn the guitar.
Yeah, we had our sound guy, roadie, whatever you want to call him. Back then, you had to have somebody to do that kind of stuff. So
Hell, we need one.
We
of
had
them
it
now.
set up to where he would like the last song of the night. He would come back there and he would pour this lighter fluid all over this guitar.
Oh man!
And lit it on fire and then would hand it to me. And I remember smashing it.
That is so 80s.
Golly, yeah.
Obviously, there was no hazard of like you may burn down the building.
Nobody cared. Back then.
Yeah, that's
nobody
wild.
cared back
We
then.
are way too much wieners to try that. You know, I'm like, ooh, no, fire burn.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
won't be able to make it to work Monday.
Yeah.
I hurt myself.
You can't get away with that now.
Nah,
Yeah.
man, y'all did some stuff back then.
Yeah, that's wild, man. That's
Well,
super
we used to
cool.
have flash pots. What was, it was real fire. I mean, it was basically gunpowder in a tube that would light up with an electrical charge. And man, you didn't know how high the fire was going to go. And man, we'd light them things. You'd have a switch that would send the electrical charge to the gunpowder.
Man,
And then this flash of fire would go up to the ceiling and hit the ceiling, and then white shit be coming down.
Oh,
And you're like,
gosh.
oh my
Gosh.
gosh!
Jim Cobb didn't have anything to do with any of that, did he?
No, not with me. He didn't.
Man, that dude's
No.
making like pipe bombs on the side of the stage,
really?
man. For what I've heard,
Yeah.
from back
Yeah,
in the day.
but that was your special effects back then. I mean, you had par can lights that were so freaking hot. I mean, you'd get a sunburn from them.
Dang.
Yeah,
And
Wow.
if you wanted anything that resembled fire, you basically had to use fire.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Back then.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We've come a long
it was
way.
dangerous. It was dangerous.
Yeah.
yeah. Fire marshal came and just messed all that
There
up.
was a lot of stupidity back then,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it was all about rock and roll, making it look good.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So 80s.
That's awesome.
So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. We had a great time with Eric and with David, and we shot a lot of shit, and we had a great time. So is there anything y'all want to say? Any closing things y'all want to say? Do you want to plug your band again? Plug your merch, whatever, anything?
You can follow us at EOA. EOAofficial.com is our official website, and you can go to End of All Insta or Instagram and End of All on Facebook.
And go to lucidinc.com
Yes,
to check
thank
out
you.
all of our merch.
Yep.
On there, I don't know if it's a / End of All or anything, but just give it a shot. See what you can do.
Yep.
And then, me and Eric, look, we got some great guys. One more shout out to Greg, Ty, and Buddy.
Yep.
Love you guys.
Yep.
And we're just going to keep on rocking and rolling.
Yep.
Yeah. And my thing is like, guys, you got to look up these guys. End of
Y'all
all.
definitely look them up.
If anything, look up their YouTube channel or on Spotify.
Yes.
Take a listen. It's some really good stuff.
Really good.
Thank you so
We appreciate it. Thank you.
And one more thing, if you happen to be in the Birmingham area on September 7th, we'll be playing at the Nick. If you just happen to be in the area, just
With our friends Sick in the Summer.
Yes,
Is that the amphitheater?
Yep. The local amphitheater.
If weather doesn't permit, we'll move it to the Nick.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be at the amphitheater. So if it rains us out, hey, it's not our fault.
Yeah.
That's right. It's nature. Whatever.
Come on out if you're in the area by chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we
You get a
definitely
chance
wanna
see
catch
these
y'all.
guys do it.
But though we do want to thank everybody for the support that they have, because we have felt support and from around here and everything, and we really appreciate it. So
and we appreciate y'all having on. We appreciate y'all having us on tonight.
We appreciate y'all coming.
Yeah,
it's
Great,
been great.
y'all are
Absolutely.
fantastic.
We've enjoyed it. We're going to have to do it again.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all are doing something special here, and I hope y'all continue.
Thank you.
Bunch of good success going forward.
We appreciate it.
anything we can do to help, we're on board.
Thank you so
Very
much.
cool. Very cool.
Yep.
All right. Y'all ready to sing?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yo.
here we go.
All right. Y'all go ahead.
Don't we just say
Say
good
goodnight.
night?
Just say goodnight.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good
night. We hope you have a good night.
Oh,
Merry
nice.
Christmas.
Good night, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
All right, Scott.